Welcome to episode 301 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Sunday, people. Holy fucking shit. Sunday, the 30th of July, 2023. Innit? Here we are, Sunday evening, people. Holy fucking shit. It's about fucking 7:45 at night. Here we go. Now we're cooking. It's about 7:45 at night. I have had a busy day. It's still fucking hot, people. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's not sunny. It's not shiny. There's very little signs of warmth. But here at Briggs Towers, we're having a sweaty episode here. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm having some sort of attack. I don't know. That's coming on to me. I have no idea. That could be it, couldn't it? 46. These things happen. Don't they? Anyway, we should power on through. If it suddenly just goes obviously dead, and I just sort of like slump over in this chair, just occupy yourselves, really, innit? That's it. Anyway, let's have a little bit of tea. We're back on the tea, people. People say that apparently tea's meant to cool you down, but it just doesn't seem to. You know what I mean? It's meant to really, hey man, tea's meant to cool you down once you drink it because it heightens the temperature of your body core, and therefore you start sweating, and that in effect cools you down. It doesn't. Can I just say that right now that it doesn't? Anyway, let's have some fucking tea. Let's get this out of the way. Anyway, I hope you're all doing all right out there. That's the main point I'm trying to make right now. It's been a fairly busy week for me this week. I'm back on the fucking swimming, by the way. I didn't go yesterday. I know, I got up late yesterday. I had a few bits to do. I had to send off an invoice, send off a few other bits. And by the time I'd done my shopping and shit, it was fucking aqua aerobics time. So I left the hippos of the aqua aerobics where they were, and decided to get some other bits done. All I seem like I've been doing all weekend is cleaning. I've had a mass spring clean at the end of July. That's what I've done. A mass spring clean. And I've cleaned the fucking bedroom. I've cleaned the bath. I know. You should be doing this every week, Ben. I do it every week. But this was a super, super clean. Skirting boards hoovered. Everything. Pictures dusted. It's immaculate here at Briggs Towers right now. I don't want to... That's the worst thing about it. I think that's probably why I'm greasy and fucking sweaty, because I've been doing that today as well. But there's always something else to clean, isn't it? That's one of the rules of life. That's what, everybody says it's like, what is it? Like, it's death and taxes. The only two things guaranteed in life are death and taxes. Not so. I think I've spoke about this before. If you're rich enough, you can get away and get round paying taxes. Now, death, you can prolong that if you're rich enough. The only guaranteed thing in life is you're always going to need to be cleaning something. Every fucking day of your life. Even if it's washing up. As soon as you eat something, you have to fucking clean the plates. Don't you? You go round, everywhere's fucking dusty. You clean. The next day, there's dust everywhere. And it says 99% of like dust is like skin. Is it really? I don't know. It doesn't look like skin. It just looks like little bits of fluff. Tiny little microscopic bits of fluff. Not that I can see the microscopic bits, but I don't know. Anyway, I've been cleaning. That's it. I don't mind cleaning normally. I quite like keeping the place nice and tidy. But they come, when you want to get stuff done, and then you've got that fucking nagging at you all day, haven't you? You haven't cleaned this, that's dusty up there. Okay, let's fucking, They're right, you know. The things you won't end up owning you just end up cleaning them, don't you? Like my car needs a clean now. And then my trainers will need a clean. And then everything else in it. My balls. They need good fucking hoovering, I tell you. A lot of dust on those. Innit? Needs to be blown off at some point. Oh, here we go. I've just fucking kicked the camera there as well. I got overexcited. There we go. Let's fucking edit that out. Anyway. It's been a fairly busy week. I've had a few gigs. I had a lovely gig in Cambridge. Holy fucking shit. Home of the cyclist. Home of the educated cyclist. You know, the rich, educated. Hey, people go to Cambridge on scholarships as well, Ben. Yeah, but 99% of them are fucking rich bastards walking around in their fucking mortarboards and their flowing gowns, aren't they? Studying shit that's possibly going to change the world. Who knows? Yeah, I was in Cambridge. There's a lot of bikes in Cambridge. I do like Cambridge, but I hate the fact that if you've got an old shit bike, you will fit in Cambridge. And I don't mean like 1980s. I'm talking 1920s. You know those bikes with the round handlebars that come round like that, like the fucking, like a bull's horns, like the wrong way round. You got panniers on the back for your fucking little technical study books you got there, baby. If you've got a 1920s bicycle, you could flog that easily in Cambridge. I don't know, you know, nobody seems to have a mountain bike or a decent racer. It's all those shit fucking bikes. Aren't we so quirky? All right, geek. Just get working on fucking curing cancer, yeah? Put your studies to good use. Put that brain to good use, yeah? Rather than cycling around and becoming another traffic accident statistic. Anyway, I was there for... let's have some tea. I was there for Big Deal Comedy this week, which was quite a fun gig. It was like in a sort of... How would you describe it? A heavy metal bar? I don't know. You probably wouldn't describe it, would you? I'm the one who's meant to be describing it. It was kind of like a heavy metal bar. It's called the 66 Bar in Cambridge. There was a few people standing. I don't think they were particularly happy about that, but there was a few people standing there at the back. It was all seated. It was busy, and it was just nice. It was a nice, fun gig. Sometimes, like with gigs like that in Cambridge or places like that, you just think, you know, they're a bit hoity-toity, some of them. Not everybody who comes from Cambridge, obviously, but like there's a lot of students there at the university. They're all a little bit woke, and they're awake. Hey man, I'm so fucking awake. I'm on fucking Red Bull, man. I'm that fucking awake. I've taken speed and I'm on Red Bull. You're worried about that a little bit because obviously the sort of material I do, they may not, you know, it's easily misconstrued, but it went really lovely. It was really fun gig. I closed it. It was a fantastic gig. I had a really good laugh, and it was fun to sort of like torment them a little bit. So so I enjoyed it anyway. That's the crux. And then last night, holy shit, Saturday night, 25 minutes. This has got to be like one of the closest gigs I've ever done on a Saturday night. 25 minutes, 14 miles from Briggs Towers in Daventry. I was on an industrial estate, which is the second gig I've done on an industrial estate. It wasn't like an industrial unit or anything like that. Well, it was an industrial unit, but it wasn't an industrial, you know, like I'm not gigging in the middle of a warehouse where forklifts are running around all over the place. But it was like, it was kind of like a wine bar in an industrial unit. And it was fucking plush as anything inside. You know those what everybody does these days with, like everybody used to hide wires for everything, didn't they? Now they got wires hanging down with those old style bulbs in. There was a swing chair in there. There was a lot going on at the gig last night in this industrial unit. I couldn't fathom really what they were trying to do with the place. Whether it was, I don't know. It's weird having a wine bar on an industrial estate anyway. So they hold events there, and obviously this was a comedy night. I'm closing it. There's 3 other acts on, and it was for Comedy Ladder, who I love gigging for them. They're great guys, Andy and Ryan. So I think they've joined forces now. I'm not sure. I don't know. Take off the competition, I suppose, isn't it? Becoming a monopoly, and then start sticking it to the little guy. I have no idea. Either that or they are the little guy fighting against these big corporations taking over comedy. Who knows? Trying to soak up all the jokes, aren't they? Big corporate comedy, isn't it? Anyway, it was a bit of a weird place to gig, because I would never think that a wine bar on an industrial estate would actually get any business whatsoever on a Saturday night. Most people are in town and shit, aren't they, on a Saturday night, particularly in Daventry. I think they had Dav Fest on as well. Apparently, another one of the acts kept going on, I'm going round like, I never saw hide nor hair of this Dav Fest. I have no idea whether it existed, whether it was a myth. I imagine Dav Fest is just people being stabbed in the town centre. Is that right? I can say that because Daventry is possibly the... you've got your local town that you have a rivalry with. I don't think Daventry quite qualifies for that. I think we've got Kettering. I think probably Daventry sees Northampton as that, but we see Kettering as the main competition against Northampton. I think, although it's the same old thing, isn't it? Like you live 5 miles down the road from somebody else, and you're suddenly the enemy, aren't you? Anyway, I digress. The gig was really nice. It was like, as I say, it's an industrial unit. It was a little bit. I was a little bit worried at one stage because it had a fucking a shutter on the outside, and they opened that in one of the breaks, and I was like, please don't leave that open when the gig's on. Please don't leave that open. And they did close it down, because there's something about being in an enclosed room whilst doing stand-up that seems to... It just helps with the overall ambiance of the gig. You know what I mean? It just helps with just like the atmosphere with inside the room. And I was just hoping to God that they just didn't keep that open, and thank God they didn't. But the place inside, I thoroughly recommend it, called the Hoxley. I don't know what the significance of that is, unless it's the people's surname who own it. But it's fucking beautiful inside. You know you're in an industrial unit, but it's sort of like somebody who's put outside furniture inside an industrial unit, built a bar, and then charging £9 for a glass of wine. Apparently, I didn't see the prices, but apparently some lady there was saying she got charged £9 for a glass of wine. Saying that, it's £5 for a fucking pint these days. Says me, not really knowing. I haven't had a pint when I've been out for ages. I had a bottle of Bud, I think, the last time I drank. And that was a bit fucking sharpish. Anyway, there was 2 people at the gig last night. The majority of the audience were lovely. There was only a few there. There was about 25, 30, something like that. Well, not even that, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. There was about 30 in total in the entire building. So it was an intimate one. It was an intimate gig, which is all right. You know what I mean? But there was 2 people in the audience who were just sitting there all night. And bearing in mind this is a comedy night, sitting there all night, there was an older guy and a younger woman. I want to say that they were father and daughter. They could well have been, romantically intertwined. I don't know. It could have been. It could have even been a grooming situation going on. I don't know. They definitely were. They didn't seem to be talking to each other. They were definitely together, but they didn't seem to be talking to each other. They definitely weren't enjoying the comedy all night. When the breaks come, everybody got up either to get a drink or to go outside to have a vape or a smoke or something like that. They didn't do that. They just sat there all night looking miserable as fuck, as if they'd won tickets to a competition and then got there and thought, this isn't for me, but fuck it. We shall go on with this evening. We've got a free evening out. But they didn't crack a smile. At times, the woman wasn't even making eye contact with anyone on the stage. She was just staring at her feet. The guy was just, sitting there cross-armed. They were both rather rotund. So I don't know whether they were hungry. They were just dreaming of KFC. Something like that. I have no idea. I have no idea what the fuck was going on with them, but they definitely weren't enjoying. Why would you go out? Why would you go out? Why would you stay out if you're not enjoying yourself or not even, and other punters came up at the end. They were really lovely. Like the other punters there were really lovely. And they were coming up and chatting to us, and every one of them mentioned this couple. Because there's only like about 20 odd people there at the most. 30 including the staff and us, I think. And it was very fucking obvious that they weren't enjoying themselves. They weren't taking part in the evening. They weren't even, looking at the acts most of the time. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself? If you're weird and socially awkward or whatever, not that that's a weird thing these days, but it is, isn't it? If you can't socialize with people, that's the basic, that's a basic requirement for human beings, to be able to socialize with people, isn't it? You just say, hey, how you doing? You all right? Not just fucking staring at the ground all the time, looking meek and mild and like wounded. I don't know, man. I just don't understand people. I think that's it. Maybe that's me. I just don't fucking understand people. I need tea for this. That's how human beings have developed, by collaborating with each other, being a social creature, building communities, helping each other out, getting things done, isn't it? Sitting there staring at the fucking ground. It's a fucking Saturday night, you fucking lame ass. That's what I felt like saying to him. It's fucking Saturday night. You know what I mean? I know we're on an industrial estate, but you must have known that. You've paid money to sit here and be fucking miserable all fucking night. Not engaging, not saying anything when the MC's talking to you, not saying anything to each other. God knows what had gone on. God knows what had gone on. I have no idea. They could have, lost a relative and thought, well, we're not wasting these tickets, just sat there. Everybody's material just reminds them of that relative all fucking night long. I have no idea. But yeah. Jesus. And then obviously you're on stage, so everybody else is enjoying it, but all you can see is these two miserable fuckers just like a couple of blobs of jam flicked into chairs. Just sat there, just like that. Just sat there. I'm slouched, by the way, if you're listening to this. I ought to start doing here is an audio description. The podcaster has just slouched himself in the chair. as if he is overweight, but not happy about it. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. They felt triggered, not happy about it. I don't know. I had fun anyway. It was a fun night, and I was home in 25 fucking minutes from my house. 25 minutes from Briggs Towers. You got to love that on a Saturday night. Got to love that. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Saturday night. Fucking 25 minutes from my house. I think I was off stage at about 20. Off stage about like 10 o'clock, I think, 10:15. And then I was back, fucking 25 minutes later. Boom. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Anyway, what's been going on this week in the wider world? Let's have some fucking tea again. I'll tell you what's been going on. Icons, he says, in inverted commas. Icons of the singing genre. Is that right? Icons of the singing genre have died this week. I'm saying this all tongue-in-cheek, people. Sinead O'Connor died. Or unalived herself. Is that it? Is that... I don't know. I think It's not been... She's not going to sue me, is she? You got my cause of death wrong. Didn't she top herself? That's the... that's the general consensus, isn't it? That she topped herself. Unalived herself. You can't say topped herself these days, can you? I don't think. Because this is the whole thing. TikTok and what else? Instagram and all that shit. Which you can probably see this stuff on at some point. TikTok and all that sort of shit has... doesn't like, you're not meant to mention suicide or anything like that. So people have managed to get around that because people can't take the word suicide anymore, I don't think. For some reason, I can see the point of people saying, don't say commit suicide anymore because the background to that is the fact that it used to be illegal. So you're committing a crime, so you commit suicide. That's it. And then, I don't know, the church haven't let it go, have they? I think you still go to hell for killing yourself, do you? But it's all right to finger fuck a child if you're a priest. Something like that, isn't it? I think that's the rules. You can't kill yourself, but if you're wearing a dog collar, you can do whatever you want. And I mean, the white one, not an actual, There's people out there wearing those. Dog collars and fucking leads, getting taken on walks in parks and shit. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So apparently you're not, you can't say, you're not meant to say committed suicide anymore, and people have don't seem to be able to cope with suicide as a word anymore. So it's now unalived yourself. They unalived themselves, which just seems to be, are we scared of the word dead now? I saw somebody posting the other day about somebody who was now unalive, and you're like, they're fucking dead. If you can't handle the word dead, you're in for one fucking hell of a shock at the end of your life. Because that is coming at you, at all of us. It's in the post, baby. It's just literally a matter of time before we're done. We're done. We're dust. We move on to something else. The atoms in our body go into something else. I don't know. Probably a fucking iPod or something like that. Anyway. So this week, Sinead O'Connor, who may or may not have killed herself, unalived herself, should I say. But I think probably definitely did. I don't know. If I was placing bets on Sinead O'Connor having killed herself, I think I'd get about odds of 1-1 at the moment from the videos that I've seen. However, my issue with all of this is everybody's saying, what a talent, what a waste. What an absolute waste. What she did, she was such a talent, an unbelievable singer. She sang one good song. That's it. And I mean, she sang one good song. She didn't fucking write that song. She wasn't she's no, she's no Whitney Houston. That's what I'm saying. She's a female, she's a shaved-headed female Chesney Hawkes. That's what she is. Come on. Yes, she could sing that song really well. Yes, the video went mental in 1990 because MTV was huge back then and everybody used to watch it, right? A certain generation, yes, the video's great where she's crying and shit like that. But I think there's better singers out there. I thought Dolores O'Riordan was a better singer than her. Or O'Riordan. And, writing her own songs and shit like that. I just didn't think... I never saw what the big fuss about Sinead O'Connor was. I didn't give a shit, to be honest. The song itself was written by Prince. She fucking copied that and made it herself. And then just, it was an all right sort of a song, her version of it. It was okay. She cries. Is it in black and white? I think it's probably in black and white because they used to do that with fucking songs like that in the 90s. And she hasn't done shit since that song. And I know there's people out there. who are going to say, actually, she released like 17 albums or an album sort of like every year and she was working on new material. But it was fucking garbage, wasn't it? Not one of those other songs did shit at all. And then this is a time when somebody like this dies. This is when everybody tries to find the most obscure song that they can find and then post on there, oh yeah, I did like Nothing Compares to You, but my favourite of her song was actually a B-side where, look, just to try and prove how much of a fucking fan they were of her. She didn't do shit. She didn't have any commercially successful singles, as far as I know, apart from that one. She was a fucking one-hit wonder. And then, she went on SNL. She ripped up a picture of the Pope. I don't know, just to antagonise people, I imagine. I know she's making a protest about, like, the fucking... all the paedophiles in the fucking Catholic Church and shit like that. But, you can... Ripping up a picture of the Pope, maybe just... I think she just did that, didn't she? Like, I've seen it. I think she just did that without... Just make a statement. There's loads of fucking paedophiles in... Or do something like the Spotlight thing. I don't know. I don't think that changed anything, did it? Like, it just made, like... I did see the video of the next week on SNL when Joe Pesci goes on and he was hosting and he said about it and goes, give her a fucking... Hey, man, I'd give her a fucking slap. He said about it, that's it. It's all done and dusted. I grab her by the fucking eyebrows and give her a fucking slap. Which was quite amusing. But, I shouldn't really garner that reaction. It's just a picture of the Pope, isn't it? Anyway, if there's anyone more overrated than Sinead O'Connor, I have no idea. I'm not completely without sympathy for her here, by the way. I saw some of the, I was about to say self-indulgent videos she posted. Yes, it must have been horrible, her son killing himself. Yes, I imagine it was. Like, she's not the only person that's happened to, I'm sure. She won't be the last. It was just like the videos of, her saying, I'm going to write some songs. There's a guitar. I'm going to write some songs on. Yeah, they're all fucking awful and morbid. They're all... What song are you going to write, Sinead? What song are you going to write? Yeah? Is it something about somebody who's oppressed? or up against some sort of struggle. Oh, Jesus, just write a summer tune for fuck's sake. You know, might even cheer you up. Yeah, just write something a little bit jolly, you know. Instead of using fucking minor chords all the time, you know, just change up a little bit. Grow your hair out, sweetheart. Write a fucking summer banger. You know, go and perform it in Ibiza. Put a smile on that fucking face of yours. Come on, baby. You can do it. I don't know. I just didn't see the fucking big thing about her, really. Didn't see it at all. I know she had a very striking look. You realise if anybody who looked normal, who didn't look as, like, striking as her, because she was fucking pretty. Very, very pretty when she was younger, with the shaved head. It's a sort of, like, iconic, almost like feminist statement look, isn't it? You know, a strong feminist look. I know, like, but I know people are going to say, what that's supposed to mean? She's more masculine. But at the time, you know, she was regarded as like quite a strong female, you know, kind of, you know, like that, almost like an iconic look just out of like that one video. Because it was like, it was a very strange video because it was like, she looked really pretty with quite a masculine haircut. I think a shaved head, you would say that. That's not out of the ordinary to say it's a masculine. And then she's singing that song and crying as well. There was lots going on in there between feminism and masculinism. Masculinity. Fucking hell, Jesus, I'm fucking retarded. Anyway, there was a lot going on there between all of those things. So, yeah. And she, you know, just, you know, just grow your hair out, sweetheart. Sing something else. I don't know. Maybe that would have helped her out. I have no idea. She seemed very troubled anyway. Definitely with her mental health issues and things like that are pretty much well documented. But, you know, I'm not going to go into all of that. It sounds like she had a bit of a rough old fucking childhood, baby. But yeah, I just didn't see like the attraction with her. And everybody posting online about it and stuff like that. How many of those bought the other albums? Because seriously, not many people did. The numbers are fucking there. You know what I mean? You know, she brought out a second album, I think, and it completely flopped. And people were saying, well, it's the wrong time for that sort of album. No, it's just fucking morbid shit. Downbeat, morbid, too deep, not commercial enough. Maybe that's it, isn't it? You know, going from like a super commercial fucking... I mean, you've got to take your hat off to her. She went from a super commercial song to just like, you know, obscurity in the space of one album. And then, years later, you know, she's hailed as a fucking genius. Jesus. That's like me coming out with one bit of material, it going fucking viral, and then doing fucking jokes about, I don't know, loft insulation. Or various things that you see every day around your home that everyone can relate to, and then people like saying you're up there with somebody like George Carlin. Ridiculous. Anyway, what are we on? 34 minutes. Holy fucking shit, people. That is... Jesus fucking Christ. I've got to leave my fucking feet alone, man. I keep knocking this fucking camera all over the place because I'm getting excited. Yeah, I'm getting too excited. Anyway, it's time to go. I'm getting too excited, people. Anyway, that is episode 301 of the Ben Briggs podcast. Holy fucking shit. I might have to make these a little bit longer because I went on far too long about Sinead, Buzzcut, G.I. Jane, O'Connor. Anyway, That is episode 301 of the Ben Briggs podcast. Have a great rest of your fucking weekend, people. You get out there and smash it. Got no idea what the time is. What is it? 20 past 8. Holy fucking shit. Get out there, smash the fucking shit out of the rest of the weekend and the week. Go on. Be the best fucking person you can be, or at least a close approximation of what you want to be. Anyway, look at that. Ending on a high. Maybe we'll do this every time, shall I? Just give you a little fucking pep talk when we go out there. You been swimming, have you, Ben? You have no right to. Because you've been swimming. Is that it, Ben? You have no right to fucking tell me what to do, Ben Briggs. Anyway, that's it, people. Have a great rest of your weekend, motherfuckers. I'll speak to you next week. Take care.